Hi, I'm Jeff Robert. I went to a Marquette High School, which is just outside of St. Louis. My interests back in high school and still now were my math and engineering classes. Um, what drew me to engineering was like coming into high school. I really didn't have um, any clue on like what direction I wanted to go, with like what I wanted to study or what like my I wanted my job to be when I grew up. So my like freshman year, I kind of took like a wide variety of classes, trying to like give myself like an idea of what I wanted to be. And one of the classes that I took was Introduction to Engineering and Design. So in that class, we kind of learned about like the basics of engineering, kind of like designed a few things, and I really enjoyed that class. And it made me think that engineering was something I wanted to go into for my career. So from there, I took more engineering classes, um, just like a wide variety: aerospace, civil engineering, architecture, principles of engineering, a couple more. But the one that stood out to me the most was the civil engineering and architecture class. In that class, we kind of learned a lot about like civil engineering, a lot about architecture, and from there, I did some research at home, and I stumbled across architectural engineering, which kind of combines elements of both of those fields into one. So it was almost like the best of both worlds for me. Um, let's see. Um, and then from here, I knew I wanted to go into architectural engineering, and then it was deciding um, what school I wanted to go to, and the choices that offer architecture engineering are very limited. There's really only like 20 in the country that even offer architecture engineering, so I knew I wanted to choose a college that offers it, and if I didn't like it, I could always switch to some other discipline of engineering rather than choosing a school that doesn't offer it and then not ever being able to actually like experience architectural engineering. So from there, I looked at like many different schools that offered it and visited a couple before I visited KU. So by the time I visited KU, I kind of had multiple schools to kind of like base KU off of. So I came up for a visit, visited the campus, talked to the engineering department, and ultimately just decided on the spot that this is where I wanted to go. Maybe it was just the best fit for me as a person. So from here, I obviously came to KU, and so far it's definitely lived up to my expectations. People here are great, professors very approachable, easy to talk to, and ultimately everyone here is just kind of looking out for your best interests. Um, if you want to get involved, you can get involved in so many different clubs, organizations, and I feel like almost every single class, Dr. Bennett's like telling us about a new club that we can get involved in, or someone in class has like a club they're involved in that they're telling us about that they think would be really fun for us to join. And then also, if you're like struggling in a class, there's so much help you can go get. You're never really alone when it comes to you struggling in class. Um, and then what I'm most excited about in architecture engineering is learning about like the various disciplines, like the sub disciplines of architectural engineering. Um, Once I like, because by learning them, I can kind of hone in on one of them, and then I can kind of like dive more into architecture engineering and kind of like have my path more like set in stone, which will allow me to network more easily and all that other stuff. Um, my favorite class so far has been my architectural foundations class, which is my studio. In this class, we really just like draw or design and like build different like things. So what I really like about this class is I'm able to take my own thoughts and my own designs and kind of like put them on paper and like express them to others. So like there's like one thing about like seeing like someone else's design and being like, oh, that's super cool, But then it's like an entirely different thing to when it's like your own design and you're like, okay, I made that, that was mine. So I kind of really enjoy that. Um, and then my definition of architectural engineering is someone that takes like the building design from like an architect and then kind of like applies the different sub disciplines of architectural engineering like me- structural, mechanical, electrical, um, acoustics, and kind of makes the building as efficient as possible.